Evening. Right, I have to confess I'm not feeling particularly well, so I'm hoping I get through this without sort of completely messing it up. Yeah, that's the excuses out the way, so... so let me be the last to wish you a Happy New Year. And, soap operas. Any soap opera fans in? Yes? There's always one, isn't there? EastEnders, Coronation Street, which one?
All of them.
Yeah, well, Coronation Street, eh? I saw some of it on Christmas Day. All that misery and violent death, audience favourites drawing their last breath. And they could have sown so much joy by making Ken Barlow the Queen's new toy boy. Right, okay, thank you very much. Right, as I usually do these days, I'm going to do mostly humorous stuff and a bit of madness at the end, but I am going to start with a couple of serious poems. When I say serious, I don't mean too heavy, but serious subjects. And the first one I wrote on New Year's Eve, because the whole set is new. Yeah, so the first one I wrote on New Year's Eve, and it's really originally titled New Year's Eve 2019. It's taken time, but the penny has dropped. Time will never and has never stopped. And if we settle only for what we've got, we just lose ground. Happiness will never be found by looking back, especially when the past lacked anything that we could grasp and call our own, when all the hopes that we have known have died before they have a chance to grow. This is the year that changed me, made me see I can only be free if I let go of toxicity, step through the ever-open door and leave behind the things I hoped for, march towards a world that gives me more than the failed dreams I had before. It always hurts to admit defeat, but it clears the path beneath our feet and leads us to a different place, where we've gained so much, but not lost face. Thank you. Right, the next one is sort of revisiting old ground, I suppose, and this was inspired, if you like, by Facebook memories. Good old Facebook memories. They're great sometimes, aren't they? But this sort of reminded, anybody that knows me knows I love poetry. I consider myself a performance poet, but I love, there's some page poets that I absolutely think are absolutely brilliant. Some of them are in this room, actually. So, and I wish the divide didn't exist, but in a lot of people's minds it does. And this Facebook memory was of a certain individual who decided to let me know that I will never be a poet. I'm not a poet, never will be, because I'm not intelligent enough. And, everything I do is really futile, which is fine. But I answered him back, as you do. And then a fairly well-known promoter, who I'm not going to name because I actually get on quite well with him. He doesn't rate my poetry, and that's fine. You can't please everybody, I can't please anybody, so that's fine. But he stepped into this discussion on Facebook and said, he decided to use the word the people's poet because I said I would rather be performing to people, a decent crowd, because the other bloke had really annoyed me. And I said I'd rather be performing in front of a decent crowd of people than a crowd of 4 people who can understand what somebody's going on about, and the rest are sitting there thinking, what the fuck? And he said at the time, this promoter said, it's all very well wanting to be the people's poet, but you really need to learn the craft. And I was really annoyed at the time. It's actually right, obviously. You do need to learn the craft, but I wanted to learn a different craft to the one that this twat was talking about. So anyway, that memory sparked this poem. And as I say, it is stepping on old ground because I have written poems about it before, but this one's called Poundland's Last Stand. I'm not the people's poet, but Poundland's last stand, the half-price, smart-price supermarket own brand. Panned by the landed and the grand, whose fans can't understand why there will be demand to listen to people like me. I barely went to school, you see, let alone the gilded halls and corridors of establishment and privilege, where money opens doors for those whose wealth was pillaged from the poor. And impenetrable metaphors based on ancient times and folklore mean those not in the club are bored, their rough and ready nature scorned. Me? I'd rather listen to the youth, or people who can speak their truth in real terms, those from the grassroots who are influenced by experience of no concern to those who learn to wrap up words in fancy clothes. I will always listen to what I can relate to, use plain language to debate you, and maybe alienate you with an odd expletive or two. That doesn't mean I hate you, or that I don't rate you. But try tracing where I come from, feeling what I've been through, and you may respect me too. My grammar isn't perfect, my knowledge isn't deep, but people understand me, and those who show belief can listen to what I have to say and know that I'm here for keeps. Thank you. Right, to the slightly less serious stuff now. And this is sort of treading on old ground, as you'll see as it goes along. But has anyone seen the new Sky Movies channel? Now, you may think that they have enough already, but this one's different. It's dedicated to a particular mission, to show movies, especially commissioned, based on what the original would be like if they followed the typos in the TV Times. The first movie shown was a biopic of a horrible fascist lunatic who once managed Swindon Town. Paolo Di Canio, now out of a job. The film was called The Italian Knob. Then came Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, about the night when Harry learnt all he knows about muggle drugs and ended up in the room alone when he mistook the philosopher for a bloody great troll and turned him into a sausage roll. Further classics followed. The big winners are animal-based films, like My Mum's GNU Boyfriend, about a middle-aged woman with an animal fetish. The Punk Panther, about an animal who loves Sid Vicious. And Inglorious Bat Turds, about a flying mammal that met Ozzy Osbourne and was so shit scared he would never forget it. 101 Damnations, which was a hell of a film, I'm sure you'll agree. Then the 39 Sheps, where Cruella decided the change of breed would just as well fulfil her need. The Count of Monte Cristo became a very bad man. And the Beer Hunter was a Quaker gone bad. Invasion of the Noddy Snatchers gave Big Ears nightmares. And Chitty Chitty Gangbang was taken off air. But the biggest hit was The Violence of the Slams, where the poets who got the lowest scores wrecked the joint and showed no remorse. Hell hath no fury like a slammer scorned, so listen up, you've been warned. Thank you. Right, anybody who's seen me perform regularly will know that I do have a liking for parody songs. And I can't sing. You know, so that's always good, isn't it? It's a good combination. Now, as Sam knows, I've already completely ruined one Beatles song for any Beatles fan when I decided to do Strawberry Blondes Forever. So now, I'm going to do another Beatles song. Now, I travel a lot and spend a lot of money on trains, so you can probably guess which song's coming. I think I'm gonna be late, as usual today. Yeah, the train I'm supposed to be on is fucking delayed. I've got a ticket to ride. It costs so much money I nearly died. I've got a ticket to ride, but no one cares. I think there are leaves on the line, or the wrong kind of snow. Yeah, I think it's faulty design that means they won't go. I've got a ticket to ride. It costs so much money I nearly died. I've got a ticket to ride, but no one cares. I've got about a day's worth of wages to buy a sandwich and a hot cup of wee. But the food has been on sale for ages, and I'll most likely get dysentery. I think there are leaves on the line, or the wrong kind of snow. Yeah, I faulty design that means they won't go. Oh, I've got a ticket to ride. It's cost so much money I really died. I've got a ticket to ride, but no one cares. I've got about a day's worth of wages to buy a sandwich and a hot cup of weed. But the food has been on sale for ages, and I'll most likely get dysentery. I think I'm gonna be late, as usual today. Yeah! The train I'm supposed to be on is fucking delayed. Oh, I've got a ticket to ride. It costs so much money I nearly died. I've got a ticket to ride, but no one cares. Great Western don't care. Cross country don't care. Great Western don't care. Cross country don't care. Great Western don't care. Now, I actually sang that much better than I did at home, so you can imagine how much my neighbours hate me. Right, so hanging on a lunacy, I'll confirm it for you. The next one, I've already mentioned Harry Potter. Yeah, I like Harry Potter. I've seen all the films, and I've either read or had the books read to me by my daughter as she was growing up. I haven't followed it up, I haven't seen The Cursed Child, I haven't seen any of the spin-offs, and I don't know about any of the fan fiction. But I can assure you that this is the true story of what happened after the book's finished. It's called Harry Potter Comes Clean. My name is Harry Potter. Yes, that Harry Potter. Of course, not the young one, but a much older man, and you would be surprised how I live without fans. JK never told you how it all went wrong, how I no longer belong in the wizarding world, how badly it all unfurled after the birth of my son, who wasn't biologically mine, but the bastard child of a lecherous swine, who the wizarding world had all but forgotten, that bumbling bore-bag, Neville Longbottom. I didn't think he had it in him, but when the child was ugly and dim, I knew there had to be something amiss. No son of mine would be such a dick that he couldn't walk through a wall of bricks to get to platform 9 3/4 to flirt with one of Hermione's daughters. Because everyone thought the child was mine, he was let off with a piffling fine when he tried to rob Gringotts Bank. But he ended up in Azkaban when he burned down Hogwarts with Muggle matches. And with the likeness to Neville mentioned in dispatches, Jeremy Kyle said, "We'll see whose kid that is." I walked out on Ginny and fell apart rapidly, but at least Ron and Hermione lived happily. I still don't know how that ginger minger got to put a ring on the finger of the greatest witch the world could expect. I always thought Scabbers was his best hope for sex. When the truth of the DNA was revealed, my anger and shame could not be concealed, and I hunted Neville like he was the devil. I found him busking outside of Waitrose and did irreparable damage to his oversized nose. Lots of blood, and he yelled like hell because I used a Nostradamus spell. Which, because of my skill and incredible cunning, not even the greatest of psychics saw coming. I lost my wand for some indiscretions, was forced to take anger management sessions, but I attacked him again when I finished the course, and still refused to show any remorse after I turned him into a two-headed horse. And when I foolishly resisted arrest, was banished to exile in Skegness, where I scrape a living acting the Pratt as a Tommy Cooper tribute act. When the magic goes wrong and I chop off my arm by attempting the Sectum Sempra charm. But it could be worse. I could be Malfoy, who overdid the Polyjuice potion and caused a bit of unseemly commotion by pretending his name was Boris Johnson, using that penchant for evil and cunning by teaming up with Dominic Cummings. No spells were needed on Bojo's nose. He's the kind of bloke for whom the damage was caused by the snorting of coke. The nose got bigger, Pinocchio style, so he increased the intake every once in a while, and now he's in the same sort of pickle as the model who used to play Sam Mitchell. Yes, the magical world is in disarray. The boy who lived has been sent away. Neville may have got jiggy with Ginny, but she left him when he started to whinny. Thank you very much. And I'm now going to confirm that I am a complete and utter lunatic.
Yeah, fabulous.
You're marvellous, darling.
Marvellous. Would you?
If I could find what I'm looking for.
Does it go piano?
I've never said this before. It's difficult. I always believed in aliens, but felt they would be friendly, would maybe like a practical joke, but still teach earthlings wisdom. And once I realised this, they came to me. I can feel the presence. They're in this room. You think I'm mad, don't you? Admit it. Insanity. That's it. I always knew it was strange. Go on, say it. I know what you're thinking. I'm used to it. You do, don't you? You think I'm fucking mad. I can read minds, see. When they're at close range, they give me powers. I can see what you're thinking. And you? Yes. Insanity. But I'll prove you wrong. You'll see. They'll speak to you all one day like they speak to me. They control us all, you know. They have a message for us here on Earth. They chose me as the messenger. I am the chosen one. Go on, Scott. That's fine. But they are the gods, our masters. We carry out their will. We can't fight it. And they're coming here tonight. Can you hear them? Can you hear them? They're coming. They're coming. They're here.
I touch your hand.
Ah, fucking hell! Jesus Christ.
Did that hurt?
Yes, it fucking did. Fucking idiot.
That's good. You're in the zone. Yeah, do the splits. You really need to do them.
Do yourself a mischief.
Oh, okay, never mind. Do the dance. Stop. Go. Stop. Fart into your hand and sniff it. Roses. Yeah, flash your audience.
No. No, come on.
Do it. No, not like that. Never mind. It's probably for the best.
Fucking hell, believe me, it is.
Yeah, say, I love Aston Villa.
Fuck off! I'm not that far gone, bleed now.
Okay, sing like Sir Paul McCartney.
Hey Jude, don't make it bad. Take us out.
Yes, okay, that's quite enough. Save it for Glastonbury, there's a good man. Yes, sit on the floor. I said sit on the floor.
Sorry, my bad. I'm a bit hard of hearing, and I've got piles as well.
Yeah, lie down. Close your eyes. When this countdown ends, you'll not remember my voice. You will stand, you'll say thank you, and you'll take the applause. And remember, you are a sex god. But more importantly, say this in your own English earthly tongue. Juris abdestamius perpetuum, finiti puant as ipsoptuum, Iosephi, vevivis Iovectomi, et lupud Iovinaui. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes.
Never underestimate your potential. The next point is essential. You can be whatever you want to be, as long as you believe. Thank you. So now you can officially be certified insane, and I'll see you next month. Or better still, I'll see you at the Beehive on next Tuesday. And we've got Johnny Fluffy Punk, we've got Jackie Juno, and we've got a tribute to the late Mark O'Donnell, so you won't want to miss it because it's going to be bloody brilliant. Thank you very much for listening, thanks so much to the team for having me, and I'm sorry for being such a nutcase.
Fucking hell, Clive. Ladies and gentlemen, Clive Oseman.